Okay, so today we're going to be looking at this new software that's making some pretty big claims about AI and SEO.
Yeah, this Peak software, it's got a lot of people talking.
It really does, and for good reason. I mean, who wouldn't want to rank #1 on Google in minutes, right?
Right, especially without having to do all the, traditional SEO stuff.
Exactly, like all those keywords and backlinks and content writing. It can be so time-consuming. And
Inexpensive.
yeah, and there's no guarantee it'll even work.
Right.
But Peak is claiming that they've found a way to hack the system with this AI they've developed called DeepSeek.
Yeah, DeepSeek it's kind of a legendary AI in the tech world now.
Oh, yeah, for sure. I mean, you remember back in 2024 when it supposedly caused that massive stock drop for Google?
Oh, yeah, like $42 billion.
It was crazy. It was like this AI had outsmarted Google at its own game.
And now they're saying anyone can use that same AI to rank anything they want.
Yeah, anything, articles, videos, affiliate links, you name it.
And you don't even need a website.
Pretty wild.
It really is.
So on their website, they've got all these case studies of people who've supposedly used Peak to achieve these incredible results.
Like that guy Daniel.
Oh, yeah, Daniel H., right, the warehouse worker.
Yeah, he said he ranked #1 for a weight loss product in just 18 minutes using Peak.
18 minutes, come on.
And he made over $1,400 in commissions within a week.
Yeah, that's what they're claiming.
And then there's Melissa, the stay-at-home mom.
Oh, yeah, she used Peak to rank a news link and got thousands of clicks in just a few days.
And monetize that traffic.
It's like they're saying anyone can become an online marketing guru overnight.
Yeah, it's definitely a very appealing message.
So how does it actually work? What's the magic behind Peak?
Well, according to their website, it's a pretty simple 3-step process.
Okay, lay it on me.
So first you enter your keyword, whatever you want to rank for.
Okay.
Then you activate the AI, which is DeepSeek, I guess.
Right.
And then that's it. You just sit back and watch it claim the rankings.
So it's like hands-off SEO.
That's what they're saying.
But what's actually happening? I mean, how is the AI doing this?
Well, they say they have this AI content generator that creates like perfectly optimized articles for you.
So you don't even have to write anything.
Apparently not.
Wow.
And they also have a keyword research tool to help you find the best keywords to target.
Okay, that makes sense.
And a rank tracker so you can see your progress.
So they're trying to cover all the bases.
Yeah, it seems like it.
But the big question is, can an AI really hack Google's algorithm like that?
That's what we need to find out.
Right, because Google's algorithms are incredibly complex. They're constantly changing.
Exactly. And Google has like armies of engineers working to protect their search results.
So it's hard to believe that any AI could just come in and crack the code.
Yeah, break might be an overstatement.
But could an AI like DeepSeek still give someone a significant advantage in ranking?
Well, that's what we're going to try to figure out in this deep dive.
All right, so let's get into it.
Let's do it.
Okay, so first we need to understand a bit more about how AI is being used in SEO.
Right, because AI is definitely changing the game in digital marketing.
It is. It can analyze massive amounts of data, identify patterns, and even generate content much faster than humans can.
So using AI to optimize content for search engines isn't a new idea.
Right, but the claim that DeepSeek actually broke Google's algorithm, that's pretty wild.
Yeah, I'm not sure I buy that.
Me neither, but it does make you wonder if it could at least manipulate the rankings to some extent.
Yeah, maybe not break the algorithm, but maybe bend it a little.
Right, like maybe it can figure out what Google's looking for and tailor content to match those factors.
Exactly.
So it's like having a superpowered SEO consultant working for you 2047.
Right, but even then, there are still potential downsides to consider.
Like what? What are some of the risks of relying solely on AI for SEO?
Well, one big risk is that Google could change its algorithms.
Which they do all the time.
Right, so if Peak is relying on exploiting some loophole that Google later closes, the results could be short-lived.
Yeah, it's like playing a game where the rules are constantly changing.
Exactly, and another risk is that the content generated by AI might not actually be that great.
What do you mean?
Well, AI can produce text that's grammatically correct and factually accurate,
Right.
but it might not be very original or engaging for human readers.
So it might be optimized for search engines, but not for real people.
Right, and ultimately, if people don't find the content valuable, it's going to hurt the website's ranking anyway.
So it's not just about tricking the algorithm. You still need to create content that people actually want to read.
Absolutely.
It's about creating something meaningful and lasting, not just chasing quick wins.
Exactly, and I think that brings up a really important point about the ethical implications of using AI for SEO.
Okay, so let's talk about that.
Yeah, this is where things get interesting. I mean, when you think about AI and ethics, it gets kind of tricky, right?
Yeah, it's definitely a gray area.
Like some people might say using AI for SEO is just leveling the playing field.
Right, especially for smaller businesses who are trying to compete with these huge corporations.
Exactly.
So is there really anything wrong with using technology to your advantage?
Well, I think the question is how far is too far?
Yeah, that's a good point.
Like if everyone starts using AI to manipulate search results, it could really mess things up.
Yeah, like imagine if all the top results on Google were just AI-generated content.
Right, content that's designed to game the system, not actually provide any value to users.
That would be a nightmare. I mean, I rely on Google to find accurate information and, like, different perspectives,
Exactly. And if everything was just optimized by AI, it would create this kind of echo chamber.
where everyone's seeing the same limited viewpoints.
Yeah, and it would make the internet a lot less trustworthy.
So where do we draw the line then? How do we make sure that AI is being used responsibly in SEO?
Well, I think it comes down to how AI is developed and deployed.
Okay, so like if we focus on using AI to make information more accessible and relevant, then it could be a really good thing.
Exactly. But if we just use it to game the system and prioritize profit over everything else, then we're in trouble.
Right? It seems like Google has a big role to play here.
Oh, absolutely.
I mean, they're the ones controlling the algorithm, so they need to be proactive about combating these manipulation tactics.
They're constantly updating their algorithms to try to detect and penalize websites that are using shady SEO practices.
Even if they're powered by AI,
Yeah, and they're also investing heavily in their own AI capabilities.
to better understand user intent.
Exactly.
So it's like this constant arms race between Google and these AI tools.
Right, with both sides trying to outsmart each other.
But how does that affect the average user?
Well, that's a great question.
I mean, how will we even know if the information we're finding is actually helpful or just AI-generated fluff?
It really highlights the importance of critical thinking.
More than ever.
Yeah, we can't just take everything at face value
We have to ask questions, evaluate sources.
and be aware of the potential for manipulation.
So we all have a responsibility to be more aware and critical of what we see online.
Absolutely, we can't just blindly trust algorithms anymore.
Wow, this is really eye-opening. I mean, I knew AI was changing the world, but I never really thought about how it could impact something as simple as searching for information online.
It's easy to overlook the subtle ways AI is shaping our lives.
Yeah, for sure.
But by understanding how it works and the potential implications, we can make more informed choices about how we interact with technology.
So what's your overall takeaway for our listeners? What should they keep in mind as AI becomes increasingly integrated into SEO?
Well, I think it's important to approach these claims with a healthy dose of skepticism.
Okay?
And remember that SEO is a long game. There's no magic bullet.
Right. Any tool that promises instant results is probably overselling its capabilities.
Exactly.
It's about finding that balance between leveraging new technologies and understanding the ethical implications,
And focusing on the fundamentals.
which are,
Creating high-quality content that provides value to your audience.
okay,
And building a genuine online presence that resonates with your target market.
I love that it's about playing the long game, building trust, and focusing on delivering real value.
Absolutely. And remember, there's no substitute for hard work, creativity, and a genuine passion for what you do.
You can have all the AI tools in the world, but if you don't have a solid foundation, it's not going to be sustainable.
That's a great point, and I think it's something we often forget in this age of instant gratification.
It's easy to get caught up in the hype of quick fixes and shortcuts.
But ultimately, success comes from building something meaningful and lasting.
So it's about playing the long game, not just chasing the algorithm.
Exactly.
I think our listeners are getting a lot out of this.
I hope so.
This is really great stuff.
It's a fascinating topic.
It is. All right, folks. We've covered a lot of ground today, but there's one final thought I want to leave you with. So we've talked about like all this stuff with AI and SEO and the potential, for it to really revolutionize things.
Yeah.
But we've also talked about the risks and like the ethical questions and
Right.
and this whole back and forth between the people developing AI and Google trying to stay ahead of them.
Mm-hmm.
But here's the thing that really kind of keeps you good at night.
Okay.
Like, if AI can basically outsmart these systems that are supposed to, find us information,
Right.
what does that even mean for the future of truth? Yeah.
Wow, that's a deep one.
Yeah, I mean, it's like,
It really is.
in a world where AI can create this content that's so convincing, how do we even know what to believe?
That's the challenge, isn't it?
It's almost like we're entering this like new era of information warfare
Hmm.
where the battles aren't fought with like, weapons, but with algorithms and AI-generated narratives.
I like that analogy.
It's scary.
It is, and the stakes are high.
Yeah, I mean, if we're not careful, AI could be used to manipulate people, spread misinformation, and just like totally erode trust in every...
It's already happening to some extent.
It is, and it's only going to get worse as AI gets more sophisticated.
Right. So what can I do about it?
Yeah, that's the big question, right? Like, how do we protect ourselves from this kind of manipulation?
Well, I think the first step is awareness.
Okay.
We need to understand how AI works, its limitations, its potential for good and bad.
Right.
And we have to be critical thinkers, question everything we see online.
Especially when it's coming from sources we don't know.
Yeah, you can't just blindly trust everything you read anymore.
So it's like we need to develop a whole new set of skills to navigate this AI-driven world.
Yeah, like digital literacy skills.
Exactly. We need to learn how to evaluate information sources, spot bias, recognize AI-generated content.
And we need to teach these skills to our kids.
Yeah, they're growing up in a totally different world than we did.
They are, it's crucial for them to be prepared.
So this all sounds kind of daunting, to be honest.
I know, but
But I also feel like there's hope.
yeah,
Like if we're aware of the challenges and we're actively trying to find solutions,
right.
then we can use AI for good and minimize the risks.
I agree. AI is a tool, and like any tool, it can be used for good or bad.
It's up to us to make sure it's used in a way that benefits everyone.
Well said.
I think that's a great place to wrap things up. We've
Yeah.
covered some really complex and challenging ideas today.
I have.
But ultimately, I believe that knowledge is power.
Absolutely.
The more we understand about AI, the better prepared we'll be for the future.
I couldn't agree more. It's been a great discussion.
It really has. Thanks so much for joining us and sharing your insights.
My pleasure.
And to everyone listening, thanks for diving deep with us.
Yeah, thanks for listening.
Remember, the future of AI is in our hands, so let's make sure we use it wisely. Thanks again for listening, and don't forget to check out our other videos where we explore even more fascinating topics.
Yeah, we've got some great stuff coming up.
Until next time, stay curious.